Joshua.
Hi, I'm Miranda.
Hi, I'm Maya.
We're the Youngs.
We've spent our lives traveling the world.
And in 2018, we moved from
Chicago, Illinois to
Copenhagen, Denmark.
Now we want to share with you
how our new lives abroad
is keeping us young.
keeping us young.
are helping to keep us young. Hello, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We wanted to treat you a little bit to what Thanksgiving it is like for us Americans, especially here living in Denmark.
Because it's a huge family holiday for us Americans.
Before we start though, please hit subscribe if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate it. We've got some cool stuff coming up, a Christmas video we've been working on for a little while. We've also got Kronberg slot that we went to over the weekend. We'll post on Friday. Super cool. Other things coming up, so definitely subscribe. Also, another side note, last week we talked about Drew Holcomb and the music video that we posted.
Yep.
He has a special Christmas streaming.
A neighborly Christmas that they do every year.
Yeah, they usually do it live, but this year it's online. So if you enjoyed his music and you want to get into the Christmas spirit along with him and the band, definitely grab that, watch it online. Also help support them along with all the other artists that are unable to tour right now. So it'll get you in the Christmas spirit. There's tons. They also have Christmas albums you can listen to on Spotify and stuff. So anyway, just wanted to mention that. Now, we wanted to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving because it's a huge holiday for us as Americans and what it means to us. Why we think it actually could be something that Danes might adapt one day because frankly, it's all about food more than anything. And as
the food is the central component to Thanksgiving.
As you've seen, we just had Julebryg recently and that's also all about food. I guess this interrupts that a little bit in a timing perspective. People are already having their Christmas lunch, but it's really big for us. Now, Maya is in after school right now. That's why she's not videotaping us. We couldn't do this over the weekend. I've asked her to send me a video tonight. Hopefully, I will insert that right here.
Hi, I am currently at after school, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about why Thanksgiving is special to me and what it means to me. Well, to me, Thanksgiving has always really been about spending time with family and catching up and just being together. And it's also about food. I mean, my family's pretty Southern, so food is like what the whole holiday is about for us. It's just coming together, eating, sharing our food, sharing our life with friends like we did this year or family like we did back in the US. And so it's just a lot of being together for us. Like for me, it's just about like family, whether it's your blood family or the family you chose. It's just about being together in that one time of year, having that like one time every year besides like Christmas where we all just get together and talk about our lives, catch up, and bond over food. So that's what it means to me.
Yeah.
If I didn't insert it, then she didn't get around to doing it. But I really wanted to give her a chance to share her thoughts on Thanksgiving and what it means to her, because it's a little different for everybody. I'll say real fast what it is to me, and then you can talk about yourself, of course. For me, it's all about family. We would always, when Miranda, Maya, and I were together, we'd always travel somewhere at Christmas and never really spent it with family. But Thanksgiving, we'd always visit my grandparents, who were in their hundreds when they passed away. And it was always important to me to get to spend that with them. At one point, we had 26 people together on the biggest year. As they added more generations, because my grandparents just, they were around for so long.
Kept graduating to bigger and bigger spaces.
Yeah, multiple tables, and nobody could sit all together. When I was a little kid, it was a bit smaller group, but it grew as we got married and had our own kids, and it was just super special to spend. So we'd go to Kentucky, where my grandparents lived, every year until we moved here. But my grandfather passed away before we moved here, so I was with him for all of his Thanksgivings. But then my grandmother had one before she passed away while I was here, and we FaceTimed her and got to talk to her from Denmark and give her a tour of our house on Thanksgiving. But
that was nice.
Otherwise, it was such a big holiday for us to be around family. The only time we'd all get together, everybody would prioritize Thanksgiving Day. And it was super special for me.
Yeah, and we've been together for quite a few years. That we've mentioned before that we just had our 20th anniversary. And I remember when we first got together that you said, that was kind of one of the things that you absolutely wanted to do, because you said at the time you didn't know how many Thanksgivings they would have left. and who knew they would live so long. But they were lovely, lovely people, and I was always so welcomed into the family, and it was so nice to get to go every year. And we would, we kind of had the same schedule every day. We'd like go over to grandmother's house and hang out there, and then we go and have Thanksgiving usually at somebody else's house because your grandmother couldn't fit us all anymore. And then we'd all eat and then look at Black Friday ads, and then we would go bowling, which was kind of a newer tradition towards the end, but it was a lot of fun. So we always looked forward to it. Last
year we actually went bowling here in Denmark on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
But what we did do this year, my brother and his family were visiting my parents. They don't go to Kentucky anymore. So we did a nice little FaceTime call with everybody. And Maya was in after school. My brother and his wife and his kids were at my parents' house. My parents were there. And that's what we did on Thanksgiving Day. We just had McDonald's for dinner. But we had this special dinner over the weekend, which is what you'll see here in a moment. We had some of our Danish friends over. That's kind of becoming our Danish family. People that have actually been in some of these videos with us already because they become good friends. They came out. We limited to the rules of COVID, of course, and didn't have more than, I think it was 9 of us in the end. We'd love to have had more people, and hopefully we can. We have in the past, but hopefully eventually we'll be able to have more again. But it was still super cool to have them over.
Yeah, and we do. It is a little bit of a change for us because Thursdays, of course, Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday, and then you have the day after off for most Americans. And so we kind of have to shift everything over a couple days to Saturdays because we're both working on Thursdays and can't really take off for that. So we always have it on Saturdays now. So it's a little awkward because we call people at night on Thursday and then we kind of call them again on Saturday to say, hey, we had our Friendsgiving. So
we recorded some of that. So we want to show you some of the food that we eat, some of the decorations, and some of the fun we had. So why don't we go ahead and jump into that right now. So this part was filmed on Saturday when everybody was over for Thanksgiving. All right, so we decided to cheat a little bit. We've got all these spices over here. We were looking through them, and we realized that we have this spice blend from Trader Joe's. If you don't know Trader Joe's, you should know Trader Joe's, except they don't exist here in Denmark. Oh, maybe this is in focus?
That's it.
All right, Trader Joe's 21 Seasoning Salute, Spices of the World. We haven't used this really since we've been here, and I think you'd put it probably on like a steak or a burger or something, but it has a lot of the things that all the rubs would have for the turkey, so we're just going to use this instead of trying to mix up a concoction. So here's the turkey. I patted it down. It's not wet anymore, so I'm going to put some rub on here, put some spice on here, and then just kind of work it in a little bit there. This will be interesting. It's not quite as paprika-y as I'm used to. Usually it's a bit redder. Maybe we can add a little paprika later. I don't know.
We usually have the sweet, kind of sweet and spicy, but this is a little more savory.
This is, I mean, we have a mix of different things because we like to smoke pork, we smoke turkey and chicken. I did brisket once, not our dog brisket, but actual brisket. But that's super complicated, so I've kind of held off on that for a while. It takes a long time and is super tricky. But things like turkey and ham actually smoke pretty quickly. So it's very good for Thanksgiving because it doesn't take quite as long as it would be otherwise. So there we go. We've got this guy. We're going to let him sit for a few minutes. All right, so here we go. We're going to stick this turkey inside the smoker, which is right here. And I think I just need to mention that a minute ago, I noticed that the smoker was a little bit dirty inside, so I cleaned it. And when I cleaned it, there was still some water, and there were some handy little flames at the bottom of it that I had to resolve. So there's a little bit of a crisis. It's all back now. I checked the hoses, cleaned them, everything's fine. So now we're gonna put the turkey in. It's smoky because it's still a little wet inside from the cleaning a few minutes ago. This guy here is going to get connected to my thermometer so I can monitor the inside temperature of the smoker while it's smoking. And I've got a receiver inside. And now I'm going to go get the ham and I'm going to put that on the top shelf.
This is my dish. Every year for Thanksgiving, I make a Coca-Cola ham, which I know sounds kind of crazy, but it's a very, very southern dish, and I'm from the South, so it's my way of kind of remembering where I'm from. But what we do is, this has been sitting overnight in the fridge with some brown sugar, some salt, and some pepper. I'm gonna rinse all that off so it doesn't get too salty. And then towards the end, I make a glaze of Coca-Cola, brown sugar, and coarse ground mustard. And then that goes over, and then you bake it in the oven for a little bit longer to let that caramelize and get a little bit hard, and it is amazing. It tastes so good, and it's such a unique flavor, and I can't wait to have it every single year at Thanksgiving.
Now I'm out with the ham, and I position this a little bit on the left side so that all the drippings won't go on top of the turkey, and the turkey's on the right side. And we're gonna stick this in here. It's still smoking a ton because of that water. But here we go. And in this case, I've got this actually in the ham, so I'm going to monitor the temperature of the ham. Whereas in the other one, I'm just monitoring the inside of the actual smoker itself. And all right, it's going to take a couple hours. We'll come out and check it every so often. Make sure that we replace the chips and some water. I've got a little bit of Coke inside the pan to give it a little bit of flavor with the water as it produces the smoke. And my handy thermometer is hard at work, and we'll check this out and see how it goes.
Another tradition that you always see on the Thanksgiving table is cranberry relish or cranberry sauce. In the US, a lot of people get it out of a can, and there's kind of this big debate about whether or not you eat it from a can or eat it fresh, but I always make it fresh. And I mix mine with orange juice and water and some sugar, and then you just cook down the fresh cranberries, and it makes an amazing cranberry relish that is beautiful on the table and also tastes amazing. So here we go.
Our friend Chihiro has come.
Yeah.
She's not going to get to stay for dinner, but she's going to hang out with Brisket. And the cost of admission to come to my house is Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And she brought some Dunkin' Donuts.
Christmas themed.
Christmas themed, present, snowman, smiley face, sprinklies. Yeah. I hope that's not Lacrids. I'm sure it's not, but it has that chocolate. Lacrid color to it, and I've been fooled before.
It's chocolate.
All right. So I'm gonna have myself a donut while we're waiting for things to smoke, and
yep.
We got the sweet potatoes in the oven.
Potatoes are going.
We got all kinds of cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce is cooling.
Cooling. Things are rocking and rolling. Our Royal Copenhagen bowl that's gonna have some stuff in it soon enough.
Bowl.
All right, Thanksgiving's getting started.
We are busy here in the kitchen. I just finished roasted the sweet potatoes, and now another very southern thing is to serve sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top. So I put a nice layer of marshmallows, and that will get cleaned again. We have a vegan coming, so I did set aside a little bit of the sweet potatoes for a vegan friend, and I also made the base for a vegan shepherd's pie. This is all plant-based. This is a mincemeat that's made out of peas, apparently. So, and all of the butter and the milk is all vegan friendly. And so now I'm over here, I have toasted up a whole bunch of bread cubes, and we will be making the stuffing with that. So that's another staple for Thanksgiving is you use bread cubes. I've got dark bread and white bread in here. I'll mix it up with some bouillon and a whole bunch of butter, and then we'll bake it, and it will be golden and delicious, and it's another favorite dish of mine. And then at some point I will make a whole bunch of mashed potatoes and a giant Dollywood pie. I actually, for my apple pie, I use an entire 1.5 kilo bag of apples, so you will see that later, but that's where we're at.
All right, we're back in the kitchen, and we're looking at
the Dollywood apple pie.
The many apples that go into this apple pie.
And now we cover it with caramel. And it all bakes together and becomes super delicious. And this is also vegan too, so that's a first for me. I normally use real butter.
I like how the Dunkin' Donuts box is worth itself.
Exactly.
In the background.
It's worth it.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, yum.
All right, as you can see, it's dark outside. It's almost time though. The Thanksgiving table's starting to take shape. People are here. It's almost time. LP's here. Hey LP, what do you think about Danish candy?
I love Danish candy. Also all the Danish candy that's made in Germany.
All right, we got some folks. Pretty soon we're gonna have some food. Thomas, do you have anything to say about your Thanksgiving? Oh, Thomas used to live in America, so he's had Thanksgiving before.
It's a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it was chill.
How would you compare it to Julefrost?
It's
Julefrokost.
I mean, there's the same like traditions of everything, like going up into smoke when people try to pass stuff around, and but I mean, yeah, it was good. It's tradition based. It's at some points very Danish. So
I appreciate the fact that
apple
you.
pie is very Danish, right? So that's
Just not the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows.
Oh yeah,
that's
Not Danish.
That's awesome.
yeah. I mean,
I like that.
I tried it.
I'm
not
proud of
against
you.
it, but I'm definitely not for it either. So.
I appreciate the fact that you were about to say a bad word and you corrected yourself. I noticed that, by the way. He wants it to be YouTube family friendly. Anybody over here have anything interesting to say? Whoa, you're super close. How's it going over there?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I liked it. I did like the marshmallow dish.
Do I need to leave the room so you guys
That
feel
was-
comfortable talking about it? God, that was crap.
If this were a focus group.
But you see that so much of this is about food. I mean, that's a
Yes.
big part of the actual Thanksgiving situation.
I think there's some overlap with American and Danish culture there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's very much
certainly.
about the food.
Hmm.
Maya, how's the phone doing?
Good.
All right, well, so now we're on to the pie.
Yes.
And I guess
We can. Do you want me to pull it?
Hey! So now we're gonna eat pie. And boy, now there's like pressure. I feel like everybody's staring at me. I have to say something good.
Oh, I mean, you do.
Did
I got-
it beat your expectations?
Well, hey, I mean, we've had Thanksgiving many times. Like, I'm 44, so
Yeah.
44 times. I probably only remember the last 40 of them. I don't know. I mean, it was super good. Good food. And it's nice to have people over and give them their first experience. And yeah, we smoked things for the first time for Thanksgiving.
The ham turned out very good.
And that was quite interesting. So yeah, it was. My little tag thing on my head is showing probably. That looks stupid. So yeah, it was good. Now we're gonna eat pie. I think
good.
Maya back on her phone.
Sorry.
Thanks for coming, everybody. We appreciate you guys joining us for Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
And maybe next year we can have more than
At least
9
the beer
people
is
here.
Danish still.
Yeah.
What's that?
The beer is still Danish here.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
beer
course.
is still
Danish beer, of course.
Danish beer.
Well, I'm in Denmark. I got to drink. Well, no,
And Danish
but we have
port.
some port.
Danish
Is
port?
it from Denmark though?
Yeah, that's
Oh, Danish port.
Isn't supposed to
Port isn't, but that was made in Denmark, I'm guessing. All right.
say.
Alright.
Until next year, when we fit more people around the table, because hopefully
Oh,
there'll be
no.
no COVID. Cheers.
Cheers, Skull.
Let's go.
Typically, we have a tradition of going bowling, but we're all far too lazy right now. Plus,
Yeah, no bowling.
we're not sure if bowling alleys are good, safe places to go. Sticking our fingers in balls that other people have touched seems.
That sounds really inappropriate.
Well, I mean,
I don't think I want to stick my fingers in any bowls today.
So instead, we're gonna have a Thanksgiving
Cards Against
Humanity game. with those of us that are remaining, because despite what appears to be really dark outside, it's like, 3:30. No, that's not true, but it's 8:30 in the evening. So we got tons of time. Cards Against Humanity, Thanksgiving style. I will not record it because there will definitely be tons of inappropriate things spoken about.
No, there you go again.
And there we go. Yeah, maybe. Well, I hope I get the car about fingers and balls.
No.
All right. Cards Against Humanity, Thanksgiving edition. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed seeing the food we eat, our friends, Cards Against Humanity, all the things that we did afterwards since we didn't go bowling.
Yeah.
That was a ton of fun.
It was. I made the cardinal sin of I didn't make enough food to have Thanksgiving leftovers the next day. That's such a big part of Thanksgiving.
In the U.S., you typically, so a lot of families have multiple Thanksgivings because they've had Thanksgiving with one group, and then later in the day they go to another family, because their wife's family or something. And we would always have the early one at like 1 or 2. And so we'd often have leftovers even the same day, later at night,
Thanksgiving part 2.
before we went bowling. And then we'd have, days after that.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I did get one sandwich out of the leftover ham.
Yeah, you got a sandwich. I got nothing.
Yeah. But the other part of the tradition is, as you can see behind us, the Christmas tree's up.
This is my tradition. I have, since I was a little kid, we have always put our Christmas tree up the day after Thanksgiving. So I look forward to that every single year. And I brought my beautiful tree with me from the US. And before anybody calls us out for having a fake tree, because we do have a fake tree, it's for health reasons. I just can't have a live tree in the same space as me, or really bad things happen with my allergies. But every year I look forward to it. So kind of Thanksgiving and then the day after, I'm so excited because I get to put the tree up.
Yeah, so that was just yesterday. Tree's up. We're full on. Thanksgiving's over. The turkey outside's gone now.
Mr. Gobbles got put away.
It's Christmas time. Yep. So we hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about Thanksgiving. Feel free to ask us any questions if you have any in the comments. And I'm thinking in a couple weeks we may just have a little video where we answer some of the questions people have asked. I mean, I try to answer short, at least answers on as much as I can type on YouTube, but we'd be happy to share even more details if you have other questions about Thanksgiving and what it means and how it is for Americans, and hopefully it's something that Danes do here. I will say that it's really difficult to fit a true turkey inside a Danish oven.
No, I think you can't even find an American-sized turkey
if you
to begin
can,
with.
well, that's because the ovens won't fit them. Of course, I smoked, as you saw, so I guess I could have smoked a full turkey. We could have maybe done that. I haven't talked about smoking, but that's something we kind of took up as a hobby over COVID, and so maybe I'll have a smoking video
But we
at some
smoked
point.
the ham for the first time, which was slightly scary because we didn't have a trial run, but it ended up being amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
really
we
liked it.
Tons of stuff, and so it was nice to try it out this time, and that turned out all right. But anyway, let us know if you have any questions. We're happy to answer, and I think we'll have a session in a couple weeks where we just run through some questions people have asked and elaborate a little bit in terms of what it's like for us as Americans here, and it could be about Thanksgiving, it could be about whatever.
Anything.
An AMA,
right?
Exactly. So thank you so much. We appreciate all your support and joining us and sharing your time with us and your comments and everything. It's been really cool for us.
Yeah, very much so.
And all right, well, you probably didn't have a happy Thanksgiving, but we did.
So happy Thanksgiving.
So happy Thanksgiving from us.
We're very thankful for everybody who watches us and subscribes. So
yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.